You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports 2. I know. Nobody really wants to talk about Brandon Johnson in Chicago. I mean, you hear that name, you get that same sort of acid reflux, sort of GERD situation going on in your throat, much in the same way that Lori Lightfoot also gave you the same feeling. And I understand this is not the Brittany Griner trifecta of wokeness, the black woman lesbian trifecta hat trick. But he may be just as worthless as said tits on that boar hog. As we get some comments from him involving the shooting that happened the other night at the Chicago White Sox game. And we also have some comments about his commitment, or lack thereof, if you ask me, for keeping the White Sox in Chicago. Now, I know that may send chills down the spine of White Sox fans, and it's understandable. I understand why you would. Okay, so this is the video. Now, they're saying it's the moment that they were struck by gunfire, but never fear, YouTube. I don't think it actually shows that at all. I've watched this video like 10 times now, and it's really the moment right after it happened when the fans in the stadium realize that 2 women have been shot in the stadium. And they're still saying, you'll hear Brandon Johnson's comments, they don't know what happened here.
New video from inside the stadium gives us a glimpse of the moment that people
Right
realized 2 women were shot and called for help. That game was played to completion, and tonight the White Sox hosted another game at the Bridge Park ballpark. CBS 2 Sarah Maki has been.
Okay, so and let's just
gives
go
us
back.
A glimpse of the moment.
And you cannot see. It does not show the moment that the ladies were shot. They're all gathered around, and I guess these ladies are waving for help, and it's not showing the moment that they got shot. I can't see that it shows that at all in this video. But these people are around. Who is the guy in the hoodie? Exactly. I wonder. Let's play this one more
Stadium
time.
gives us a glimpse of the moment that people realized
You see
2
this dude in
women
the
were
hoodie
shot
right here? I
and
wonder
called
what
for
he's
help.
about.
That game was played
I
to
guess he's
completion,
just a
and tonight
fan.
the White
He's
Sox
with
hosted
somebody right
another
there.
game at the Bridge
There's
Park
people
ballpark.
waving for
CBS
help
2 Sarah
right there.
Maki has been closely
And,
following the investigation.
that's it. That's it. That's all you got from the other night. It says, camera in the stands at Guaranteed Rate Field captured a moment a 41-year-old in the section 162 realized she had been shot in the leg. Okay, so I guess that's to realize the lady looked down, realized she had been shot, and police say the 26-year-old was grazed in the abdomen. Okay, so that's the story I broke the other morning. Fellow fans in the stadium waved to security for help. Fans seated nearby told CBS 2 that security cleared out several rows to allow the police to investigate. The White Sox played on, but the post-game concert was canceled. The Sox blamed, quote, technical issues with no mention of a shooting, which may have taken place far from the stands. Staff said the incident was initially presented to them as an injury, and as the police investigated, there was no active threat. Quote, that was not canceled for any security reason. It was canceled so that CPD could go and investigate the area. They needed the lights to be on. They needed the fans to be out of the area. White Sox Senior Vice President Scott Reffert. The White Sox say their security team confirms there was no altercation inside the ballpark involved in this incident. Quote, everything that we had heard, there was no gunshot in the ballpark last night. I think if that happened, there would have been a far different reaction from the crowd from our security, right? From the CPD, said Reffert. Fans filled the area around Guaranteed Field Saturday afternoon as another game against the Oakland A's was about to start. When Mayor Brandon Johnson was asked about the shooting, he said the Chicago police would be out in full force and ununiformed police and K-9 would it be around the park? Out in full force. You know where else that could happen? How about around your city while everybody else is getting shot too? That'd be great. A lot of fans showed up early to tailgate, not changing their plans because of the shooting. Well, I mean, it's just another weekend up there, for crying out loud. I mean, really? I hate to say it, but I just did a video on the network channel. 22 people were shot over the weekend, including an 8-year-old. So that leads us over to this guy, Brandon Johnson, addressing the situation. And as you can expect, it's pretty worthless.
Obviously, this is an ongoing investigation, and the Chicago Police Department has done a remarkable job of gathering all the evidence. And as more information becomes available, that information will be reported.
But do you believe the game should have been canceled? Brian McDermott apparently wanted the game canceled, and the White Sox said no.
Well, as I understand that there wasn't a clear indication of where the shot actually came from. And again, it's under investigation still.
So the question is, did the shot come from the other side of the stadium? Up top somewhere? I mean, that's what I've got to wonder, It's pretty crazy. Some fans did comment about the situation. I just wasn't saddened that the people made choices like that affect everybody, but I know that they can happen anyway. I guess they're talking about a shooting, maybe? That's what they're talking about? A shooting can happen anywhere? Hopefully not. I mean, this feels so accepted up there. It's just everyday life. It's almost baffling to me. I feel like there is a little more security. I saw the dogs and everything, so I'm feeling pretty safe. I just scratched my head. It's just another blunder for the White Sox this year. It's been a long season, and it's a tragedy, really. That's a pretty good comment. I mean, he ties in sports and baseball and everything going on with the team, but kind of a good comment. I like that. So let's go over, because Brandon Johnson, there was some comments he made about the White Sox staying in Chicago. Responding to recent media reports that the White Sox may be looking to relocate, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson says he doesn't want to see the Southside baseball franchise leave. Well, you got fans getting shot in the stadium, so it may influence their decision. We know the Bears may be looking to leave Soldier Field because of crime. Don't let anybody fool you, folks. That's a thing. Go look it up. I've done some videos on it, and you can do your research. You can track it down. The mayor has indicated he's a Cubs fan, but insists it would be a priority to keep Chicago a city with 2 major league teams. Quote, "There's a great deal of history there that I know the people of Chicago do not want that lost," Johnson told WBBM News Radio political editor Craig Dellimore on Thursday. Johnson's remarks come as White Sox owners have cleaned house in the front office as a painfully dismal season comes to a close. Earlier this week, Crane Chicago Business and other publications reported team majority owner and chairman Jerry Reinsdorf, oh Lord, is weighing options to leave Guaranteed Rate Field when the team's lease expires in 2029. Johnson said he'd work with owners to try to prevent a White Sox departure from Chicago. This comes as administration tries to keep the Chicago Bears in the city. I mean, think about that. God, this could be a nightmare for Chicago sports. And look, the one thing I can honestly say about Chicago sports, those fans kick ass. I mean, it's really good fans. Sadly, things have gone in a way in that city that it feels like a lot of the tourism interest to come to the city as businesses are fleeing the city at a rapid rate, as re-imaging and defunding the police and everything just makes crime even worse than it has ever been. And you got another leader that may actually be worse than Beetlejuice. I mean, who would have thought? But we're kind of heading down that road. I mean, let's not blame the car thieves. Let's sue Kia and Hyundai. I mean, that's sort of what you're dealing with here. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs right out of the gate. His first 100 days, is a disaster, an absolute disaster. And it doesn't seem like it may get go any better. And, you know, these sports franchises, they can read the tea leaves, you know. They can see what's going on. And they're like, you know, if we take a page out of, for example, the New England Patriots in Gillette Stadium, which is quite a ways actually outside of Boston, or San Francisco, the 49ers are actually out in Santa Clara. Well, they start moving to a much better location in Illinois, you know, just 30 minutes out of town, 45 minutes out of town. Oh, wait a minute. You're telling me crime is plummets when you get that far out of town, but people will still come out to watch their White Sox play, and it can boost the economy in other areas? That thing starts becoming viable. That starts becoming a thing that could actually happen. You know? And now you've had this incident in the stadium. In the stadium. Now, I know a lot of these people keep voting this way. I don't understand it. I don't, because once you get outside of Chicago, it's like a lot of areas, even in Democratic states, where you get outside the city and all of a sudden, boom, and it turns all red. You know, it turns all red up there. So, I don't know. It's a nightmare. I've never seen anything like this where you had a potential shooting inside a ballpark. It's unbelievable. We've seen some stabbings. We saw the incident with the, was it the Royals manager or coach years ago that I think maybe got like stabbed on the field. I remember something like that going down. It's just wild. It really is. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Chicago, oh my goodness. The gift that keeps on giving in the worst way possible. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.